Mm. Hello, Pamela. Hello, you are early. I may be putting this on Patreon too. Let me wait to see how many people get up in here. Ooh. Let me stay focused because that's a mess. Hold on, what? Okay, I was about to say, like, why my internet acting funny all of a sudden? Let me come back and do. Let me get into my intro since we waiting for people to get in here.
Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to say that, y'all. Okay, so I tried out this Pilates, and it was a more advanced class, and I hurt my back. Okay, so I'm not gonna be on here long. That's why y'all didn't get the live on Monday, yeah, or Sunday. Y'all didn't get the live on Sunday. Y'all didn't get it on Monday, and so your girl been struggling. Okay, I've been struggling, and it was a more advanced class, and I think I may have like strained a muscle in my back. I went to go get a massage yesterday, and it did help a little bit. But girl, I really just think it's because I'm exercising muscles in my back that I've never done before. And you know, when you do Pilates, right, you're exercising muscles you didn't know existed. Yeah. Uh-huh. So my back hurts. So I did not do the live that I had planned to do. If you still want me to do it, I may be able to push it out like Friday. Let me know. But girl, my back, like, and it's like right here where my I think it's my shoulder blade. Girl, it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't even know what this bone is in this area back here, but it hurts. Okay, so I'm sorry. But because I wasn't able to do that live Sunday, Monday, I did upload the video of the sugar baby TikToker. Now I want to talk about this for a sec, okay? Because I'm done with that story. I've been done with that story. I think I was done with that story really after the live when the police came. People requested for me to update that story. I normally don't even do updates on my story, but people kept requesting it and requesting it and requesting it. So I did an update. That live that happened when she was recording and stuff like that, that was unexpected. No one could have told me about that, but women told me about that live. So I don't know. It's like people think that I'm invested in people's lives. This is my job. So people send me things. I'm not on my phone scrolling, keeping up with people. I have someone that runs my Instagram account. So I'm not on social media like the average consumer of social media. I'm outside living my life, doing what I want to do. That's why I pay the girl that runs my Instagram to run my Instagram. So I don't have to be sucked into the virtual world trying to keep up with all of this stuff. It makes me depressed. I've been glowing a lot lately ever since she started to take over my platform. I'm not on TikTok like that because it's TikTok. Like you lose so much time on there. So listen, it's over. Okay. Like the story is over. It's done. I'm ready to move on. I don't know if other women are ready to move on, but it's like, I'm ready to move on. She is no different than any of the other women I have talked about on my channel. Married, single. She just happens to be a TikToker sugar baby. Like she's no different than any other story I have been talking about on my platform. She's just a different cautionary tale. That's it. That's it. And with it doesn't matter if you get married, if you have kids, if you, I don't know, like you don't have kids, if you decide to do sex work, if you don't decide to do sex work, there are risks with just about any and everything in this life. There's cons to any and everything in this life. I think I used the example on Instagram earlier when I was on Instagram Live. I said, I like to talk about the risk when it comes to these things because consequences are real. I've been dealing with consequences my whole life. So it doesn't matter what choice, decision you make in life, there are always going to be consequences, good, bad, and indifferent. There are always going to be consequences to your actions, right? So I like to talk about the risk. I like to talk about the cons because we live in a world that doesn't want to talk about that, doesn't want to focus on that. The focus is always a happily ever after. And that's not real to me. Part of my authenticity is realness, not fantasy, realness. So an example that I used on my Instagram is, you know, when you watching one of them commercials and they selling a drug, like a pill for you to take, and they're trying to sell it to you like, you should check with your doctor. And then like they start to read the terms and conditions real fast. And then they start to list off the side effects of the drug and they go through it real fast. So you can't even really hear all the side effects after they just tried to sell it to you and glamorize it like, yeah, you should take this pill. But like they read the terms and conditions so fast, and then they also read the side effects real fast. But if you actually listen, you'd be like, wait a minute. It causes heart failure. You like, wait a minute. It causes heart failure. Wait a minute. It causes anxiety, depression. Like, I'm like, so we just gonna skip over that? Like, and then the commercial's over with. And so when it comes to my platform, I like to slowly read the terms and the conditions. Like, well, damn, okay, these are the terms, these are the conditions. All right, these are the side effects. Let's go through that slowly. Let's not speed through that. And see, when in this world, people want to sell you stuff, they want to sell you a lifestyle, they want to sell you a choice. They want to sell you a decision. Nowadays, they want to sell you an opinion, a rhetoric, whatever, but they don't want to be real about it. They just want to skip past that. They don't want to talk about the cons at all. They don't want to prepare you for real. They just want you to just go with it, go along. And that's it. But I'm not that type of person. There's cons to everything. There's cons to marriage. There's cons to sugar babying. There's cons to sex work. There's cons to escorting. There's cons to being single. There are cons to having children. There are cons to not having children. Okay. The other shoe is always going to fall. That's just how it works, especially when you're out of balance. The other shoe is going to fall. It's going to fall. But why are people afraid of that shoe falling? Why are people so afraid of the other shoe falling? It's the consequence. It's literally the consequence that you will have to deal with because you chose this direction, you chose this path, you made this choice, right? So you have to deal with the consequence. So I like to talk about the consequences sometimes. Sometimes consequences are cautionary tales. They just are. It doesn't mean that a person necessarily made the wrong choice or made the wrong decision. It's just sometimes it's just life. Like it's just part of it. It's a con. It's a consequence. It's the other shoe falling. It's just, it is what it is. There's no safe arena. And I think some women have created this like safe arena, but it does not exist. It doesn't even exist in marriage. Do you not understand? And this is my mind. When I decided to take myself out of the matrix, I decided to remove myself from the patriarchy mentally because we're being programmed. So I really stopped watching TV. Like I really just stopped listening to mainstream music. So I'm completely out of the matrix right now, right? I'm out of the patriarchy. The programming has stopped, right? So I see life a little differently. And because I've done this, sometimes it's hard conveying my messages because I feel like I'm misunderstood. But this is my authenticity, right? It's mine. Not everyone is going to agree and not everyone is going to completely understand. But when you take yourself out of the matrix, you remove yourself from the patriarchy and you disconnect from the programming, you see life completely different. So when I think of a sex worker and I think of a married woman, they still in the same boat. Like they socially, they are separated. Wow, that says a lot. Wow, they're so separated. But technically, they in the same damn boat, girl. A married woman got to go get tested just like a sex worker got to go get tested. Like literally, I don't know how many. This is when I was like, oh my God, this is insane. So when I took myself out the matrix, I took myself out of the patriarchy. I'm like, you're telling me more women go and get tested and they got something they didn't even know they had because they trusted the man they married. Yeah. So honestly speaking, truthfully speaking, what really separates these women? Social constructs, social norms. That's it. But they still going to the same clinic. They seeing the same doctor. They taking the same test. They in the same boat. This is how my mind works. So when we talk about the sugar baby TikToker, I'm not thinking like, oh, she's in a horrible position. She could be in the same position as a married woman. Hello. Literally, what's keeping her from being in that same position as a married woman? Social constructs, social norms, cultural norms. I don't have that holier than thou complex. I used to, like when I was in the matrix and I was being programmed by religion and like, right, this is right and this is wrong. And like, it was really about control, manipulation and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought I was better. I thought I was holier than thou. But when I disconnected from all of that, I'm like, it's really manipulation. Like it's really to control and to create and to narrate and to get us to do what they whoever they is want us to do. But in reality, they have an interesting way of putting us in the same boat, but somehow separating us and trying to make it seem like we're different or this side is better than this side. And we can break it all the way down to race, class, tax bracket, communities, neighborhoods. You know, the educational system, like if you decide to go here versus if you decide to go here. But it's like when you really think about it, when it's all said and done, you know, we're going to be working in the same job force, going to this, we all going to be going to work every day, doing what we need to do to pay bills. But the way they created the programming is to make you believe that if you go to this school versus this school, you better. And if you drive this car and you live in this neighborhood, you're better. And if you make this amount, or if you're the CEO versus the janitor, you're better. But like when you really like strip away all these titles and labels and all this bullshit that they programmed us with, you know, we still doing the same damn thing. It's just it just looks different. That's it. Like we're literally the same thing. So I 1,000% agree that standards are needed. I do. 1,000% agree. But no one is really better than the next person. I don't have that mindset. I probably will never have that mindset ever again. No one is better than the next person. If you really think about it, the way this country was built was off murder, scamming, the R word, sex work, breeding, slavery. They was out here robbing and stealing too. You know what I mean? That's how this country was built. I can only speak for the US. I can't speak for everybody else. But the real history, if we get to the real history, girl, they was out here deceitful as hell. So that's why, like, a sex worker, she's the least of my problems. I can think of a list of other things I could be concerned about when it comes to what's wrong in this country. The least, because when I think about how this country was built, come on now. I can think of other things I would rather focus my time on, because I understand how this whole thing works. I understand. But are standards necessary? Of course. But I think they're subjective. I do. A girl told me the other day, it was a YouTube video where a woman said she's a therapist, and she created a YouTube video, and the title was "Women Date According to Their Self-Esteem." And I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Women date according to their self-esteem. They don't date according to their attractiveness. They don't date according to, what they can get or what they can have. Is really according to their self-esteem. When she explained that, I was like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. So your standards and who you decide to date, who you decide to engage with, it's really based off of who you are, your wants, your desires. It's not really based off of anything else but that. And typically women choose their partner based off of their self-esteem. It's just, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like any woman is better than the next. It doesn't matter where she decides to position herself in society. If she has low self-esteem or high self-esteem, I just don't think one woman is ever better than the other, because we still gonna be standing in the same spot. I mean, I can understand if you got a head, but are you really a head in a system? No, because we're all in a system. We all on the same playing field. It just looks differently. You go to your home and I go to mine. I drive my car, you drive your car, but we really not in any better position. It's just, it looks different. They have a great way of packaging it in a way and selling it back to you like, well, this is better. But is it? Is it, if we still gonna be doing the same thing? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do want to talk about authenticity, because I see this movement about people being authentic, right? Where be yourself. Be yourself, right? Be yourself, be who you are. We love authenticity. We love authentic people. And it's so fake. It's the fakest shit ever. Listen, I've been on the other side of the internet, then I've been on this side of the internet, right? And so I go to different communities online. I go to the most controversial side of YouTube. Then I go to the most like low-key, most non-conversational side of the internet. And there's always someone in the comments complaining about, oh, I can't stand this person. Like, I can't stand this. I can't. Oh, they irritate me. Oh my God, I don't like them. I don't like their opinions. I don't like what they're saying. I hate their hair. There's always, it don't matter what side you're on. There's always somebody complaining about how they can't stand somebody. This authentic movement is fake. Like, it's really not real, because all it takes is one person not agreeing and they don't like you. They don't want to accept you. They don't like you. It don't matter. This is when I was like, oh my God. I'm not taking this shit personal when somebody don't like me and I'm just being myself, because I'm like, y'all, people do it to everybody. Like, if you do something they don't like, they don't agree with, they don't like you. And then they'll get in this, you shouldn't do that. You know what? You need to change this. What happened to accepting people for who they are? It's only when you agree. It's only when you like them. It's only when you benefit from them somehow. It's fake. It's real fake. Because I like really pride myself on being true to myself, I try to allow people to be true to me, right? So how do I allow people to be true to me? Well, I don't police them. So then they have to be fake in front of my face to make me feel comfortable, right? I don't police them. So I allow people to be true to me. So I allow them to be themselves. I don't try to police them. I don't get defensive. I don't try to tell them like, oh my God, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't say that. You know what? You shouldn't wear that. You shouldn't even dress like that. You shouldn't do this, and this. Because I want them to be true to me. I don't want them to be fake to me. I want them to be authentic. That's what I want them to. I want them to be themselves. And if there's something that I don't like, and I'm just like, oh, you know what? I really don't like that. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on what I do like, because I want them to be true to themselves. Now, if it's something that I'm just like, this really like bothers me when it comes to what I believe in, what I stand for, and what I advocate for, then at that point, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to have to disconnect. I'm just going to have to remove myself. You know, I'm just going to have to like take myself away from this person. And it's not hate, it's not beef, it's not anything. I'm just like, you know what, maybe we just don't align in that way to where I can allow you to be that true to me. It's too much. Like, it's just, I can't handle it. It's too much. I don't like it. It triggers me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I just don't like it. So I'm going to disconnect. And I'm going to go about my life. So, but this trying to police is low-key manipulative, because you want people to be who you want them to be. And it's mainly because you want them to fit what you want them to fit. And you don't allow them to just be themselves. And it's a disservice to you, because the only way people can truly be around you is if you like every little thing that they do, every little thing that they say. And it's a disservice to you, because people really can't be themselves. People have to be who you want them to be in order for you to accept them. So you're not giving them room to be themselves. But some people are just not a good fit. Some people we just not going to get along with. We're not going to be cool with. We just don't go together. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, peanut butter does not go with mayonnaise. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's probably not going to work. We should probably try something else. But then you'll be surprised how some people out here, mayonnaise and peanut butter may actually go together for them. But I'm not going to try to convince them that peanut butter and mayo don't go together. If that's what they want to do, listen, that's what they want to do. But I can't be there to watch it. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to disconnect from that, because that's too much. It's like little stuff like that. But we live in a world where, you know, social media has convinced people that when you hop online and you have a bunch of followers and fans that, oh, you know, that person is being authentic, but not when people are starting to police them, though. So a prime example is part of my authenticity in this space was creating a YouTube channel. No, like I only had 2 people that supported it. Literally, my parents were like, hell no. You about to put your face online? And you know, back then it was like, you're putting your face online. You're about to put your face online. You better not tell them where you work. You better not tell them your real name. You better not tell them nothing about yourself. I had 2 people in my corner. Friends don't support you like that either. You doing something that they don't understand, they don't agree with, whatever the case may be, they don't support you. They won't support you. They won't. But you know, when you don't seek outside validation, you just doing what feels right to you. It feels natural to you. It makes you happy. It's like bringing you peace, and it's just doing a lot for you mentally and emotionally. It keeps you going. You gonna still do it. And you don't care if people like it or not. You don't care. You're gonna stand confident in what you're doing because you like it. That's part of being authentic. And you have to understand that people are not going to like you for it. People are not going to want to accept you for it. That's part of being authentic. People think being authentic is being liked and accepted. No, actually, it's the opposite. Because like I said, when I started this channel, I had 2 people that was supporting me. 2 people with me being authentic. 2 grew into 200,000. Now, at the time, girl, we was out here looking crazy because I'm like, well, I'll just take my 2 people and it's just going to be us. But as long as I get to be myself and I get to express myself and I get to speak my mind the way that I want to speak my mind, you know what? I'm happy with it. I'm so happy with that. And you know what? I was actually more grateful that I had 2 people because I'm like, damn, man, I know there are people out here that are trying to be themselves and they don't even have 2 people. They don't have nobody. But I had 2. And I was just like, I feel free. I felt like finally. And at the time, even when I was being authentic, I was still finding myself, but I went about it in my way. And I only had 2 people supporting me, but I found myself with 2 people in my corner. And it grew into thousands of people, which still scares me till this day, just thinking about it. I'm just like, oh my God, 200,000 people is insane to me. But I just want y'all to understand that when it comes to being authentic, people are not going to like you. They're not. They're going to take issue with you. They may misunderstand you too. That's another thing is, oh my God, when people misunderstand you, it's like, oh my God. But it's like, I can't change to get them to understand. I can't change who I am to get them to understand me. I just can't do it. I have to stay true to myself. And the best part about you staying true to yourself, you will meet your tribe. Your tribe will understand you. Your tribe will see you for who you are. Your tribe will support you. And your tribe is like, it's like a soul connection. It's like they understand you from a soul level. They may not always agree with every little thing that you do, and you shouldn't want them to, because if they have to agree with every little thing that you do, they're not being true to themselves. They're not being authentic. And then the connection that y'all have is fake. It ain't real. So they're not going to agree with every little thing, but the soul is always going to have this understanding. And they're going to, it's going to be more understandings than misunderstandings, and probably less agreements, but it's still real though. So your tribe is who you should aim to be around, because your tribe, like I said, they're going to understand you on a soul level. And when your tribe, it understands you from a soul level, it's like it's a relationship that not many people get to experience in their lifetime, because a lot of people mask themselves. They don't want to be judged. So they mask themselves. They create several different masks. I mean, from day to day, it changes. Hell, from hour to hour, it could change. But a lot of people mask themselves, so they'll never get to have that soul connection with their tribe. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. I highly recommend you take a break from social media. It can do a lot for you. Okay, it can do a lot. First of all, you start to realize, like, damn, there's a whole world outside. You should go see what it's about. You may like it. And then another reason you should take a break from social media is because social media is negative. Is negative. Is first of all, social media is a judgment playground. It's that if you're on social media, it doesn't matter if you're just liking the post, you're judging. Okay. I have self-awareness. So I know what I have decided to do online. I'm aware of what I am subjecting myself to online, especially when it comes to speaking your mind and your opinions. But I'm also aware that when I'm online and I'm simply liking, retweeting, resharing, I'm judging. That's what I'm doing. I'm judging a photo to see, do I want to like this or not? I don't know. Then I'm judging, I'm seeing, do I want to follow this girl? Do I want to follow this guy? Do I want to listen to this girl? Do I not want to listen to this girl? Then I'm judging just to make a comment. Like, should I make a comment? Should I not make a comment? Should I say this? Should I not say this? Should I voice my opinion? Should I not voice my opinion? That's all. Social media is the judgment playground. It's everyone is judging. They're making a decision or a choice. So when you decide to put anything on social media, you have to understand what you're about to subject yourself to. Because right now I'm subjecting myself to judgment right now. Right now, whoever is tuning in, I'm subjecting myself to judgment as we speak. So when you decide to come on here and post or whatever, you have to understand what you're putting yourself up to be judged. To be judged. And because people are on phones, they're on screens, they control you with how they want to judge you. They control you. They can say some mean, nasty things. And that's social media, though. That's social media. But this is the thing that I want to say is, if there's a content creator, there's a person online that makes you feel negative about yourself, don't watch. Don't follow. Don't support. If you feel like this content or anyone's content, even if it's lifestyle, right? And you see a girl that is getting the money, getting in the bags, getting the dates, getting the trips, even if it's commentary or an opinion, and you get off from her page or his page, or you get off social media and you just feel negative energy, like you feel less of yourself, you don't feel highly of yourself, you are starting to think more negatively, or you feel like you're not where you need to be, or you feel like you're not doing enough, it's time for you to unfollow. It's time for you to disconnect. It's time for you to stop keeping up with them. It's time for you to move on, because social media is not supposed to make you feel negative, down, upset all the time. Like it should be motivating, it should be inspiring, and once it starts to lose that, it's time to like disconnect. If social media is not benefiting your life in the way that you feel it should, it's time for you to disconnect, because social media can change your life or it can make things worse. It could change your life for the better, it could change your life for the worse. It should be changing your life for the better, not for the worse. So we come on here and we take in all of this different content, right? And it should be improving your life, right? It should be improving your life. It should be creating, I don't know, new thoughts, new ideas, new ways of doing things in a way that benefits you. But if it's not doing that, it's time for you to disconnect and unfollow and move on to someone else that maybe is a different content creator or influencer or whoever that maybe inspires you in a more positive way or uplifts you in a more positive way, because then you're not, sucking in all of this content, and when you get off of social media, you just feel so low, you feel less, or you don't feel the best, because it's not supposed to be for that reason. Social media is not supposed to be used for that reason. Remember when we first got on social media, and especially Instagram, and we were so inspired, and then I don't know what happened. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I don't know when did we as a society take a left turn. I'm trying to figure out, like, when did we go wrong with social media? Because I see it more and more and more and more and more and more now. And it's crazy because I've been in this space for a while, and I'm like, damn, social media used to be so inspirational. Like, I lost 150 pounds on social media. I was so motivated, and I'm still motivated. But now it's turned into like this weird thing. Like, people want to know your business, but they want to know your business for the wrong reasons. They want to know your business for the wrong reasons. They want to know your problems to share misery with you. They want to know things about yourself that are humiliating, embarrassing, traumatizing, to be relatable to you, but not in a good way, like in a way to where, I don't know, like they feel like they doing better, I guess. I don't know. But it's really taken a left turn. And it used to be a great place to change your life and do what's best for you. But now it's like, ugh, it's not the same. It's not the same energy. Yes, I believe people are oversharing for the wrong reasons now. I do. I feel like people are oversharing for the wrong reasons. I think people now are oversharing to manipulate. I feel like people are oversharing now to get attention. I feel like people are oversharing just to have a viral moment. I think people are oversharing to, I don't know, like get the public to side with them, and everyone else around them is not. So they hop online to get people to side with them. It's like, it's toxic now. And it's just being, and really it's crazy how we've been using social media, and because it's clear the intentions behind social media, the users have changed, how it's now toxic. And this is why I say, like, something is bad, or something is not right based off of the intent behind this person using or doing X, Y, and Z. So I'm noticing that more and more. It's like social media has become a very toxic place. I used to share a lot on social media. I used to share a lot. If you go back far enough, I've been on here since 2014, 2013, 14. If you go back far enough, I used to be so like transparent. People think I'm just secretive now. And it's not that. I've had to pull back how much I've shared, because I've noticed people like to weaponize it and use it against you. So me coming on here and saying, hey girl, I went through this, or I went through that, to get you to understand, like, I'm not better than you. Like, girl, we having the same human experience. It may not be exactly the same, but we're having a human experience right now. But I can't even come on here and be expressive in that way anymore, because people will use it against you. People will use it. They will use it against you. And it's the worst thing ever, where you're trying to let people know, like, hey, I've gone through this. Let me help you. That's how I used to have my approach on my platform. If you go back far enough, you'll see where I'll be like, I'm going through this, or I went through this, and I'm just sharing my experience to help you. But now it's like, you can't even do that anymore, because people will use it against you, throw it up in your face, and then the next thing you know, you're ready to fight. So it's just best that you keep your business offline. I'm for real. It's best that you keep your business to yourself. And it's not that it makes you a secretive person. It just makes you a private person. Privacy is health. Privacy is healthy. Privacy is no depression. Privacy is no anxiety. Privacy is no keeping up with the Joneses. Privacy is, oh, I don't have to flex today to keep up with content. Right? I could just live my life and I don't have to worry about any of that. It's not what it used to be. And I get nervous because on my second channel, I was gonna like share a little more, but now I'm like, I don't know, because people, like I said, social media, everybody gonna hear talking about, oh, just be your authentic self. You don't have to be fake, da da da. But then there's always someone ready to police you. And it's like, well, why would I tell you what I'm doing? Why would I do that? And then I have to be real with y'all. I have to be real. Because I've been doing this for a while. Women hate you, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I just gotta say it. Let me explain how women hate you. If you doing good, like you got a lot going on for yourself, you get into the bag, you getting the money, you got the man, you taking trips. Women hate you. They can't stand your ass. And somebody need to tell you that. Like, this is the main reason I will never come on here telling y'all my business. Okay? There are only two women in this world that I trust. My mother and my best friend. That's it. I don't trust nobody outside of that. Women hate you though. And when you got it going on like that, they can't stand your ass. So let me explain where this all started for me. It started probably in 2016 when I lost 60 pounds. It started when I lost weight, girl. And I wasn't big friend no more. I wasn't the biggest friend. Because let me remind you, when you go from being the biggest friend in the group to now you're not the biggest friend and you only lost 60 pounds, right? You're not even at your goal weight. Girl, that's when you see a totally different side in women. You see a totally different side in women. And that's when you start to feel the hate. Like, and it's because the number one thing women do is compare themselves to you. Women constantly compare themselves to women. Constant. It's constant. It's non-stop. It's constant. They're constantly comparing. Do never underestimate a woman comparing herself to you. I don't care how small, stupid you think it is. It could be your laugh, girl. It could be your smile. It could be the fact that you changed your hair for the day, girl. It could be the fact that you went to school, girl. It could be the fact that you went to this college over this college. Don't ever downplay the fact that women are constantly comparing themselves to you. It may not be this friend over here. It may not be this girl over here, but it's a whole group of them over here. I over the years with me doing this level up, I'm like, damn, it's serious. And see, I when I was a kid, I was quiet and I kept to myself and I was in my world, I was in my bubble and I didn't bother nobody. So if I was being compared to, I never noticed because I was in my world, I was shy, I was more introverted, I really kept to myself. And now that I've like found myself and it's like I'm coming out, and I think it's Diana Ross. I'm coming out the song, she's coming out. She wants to reveal to the world who she is because she's being authentic. And so that's what I've been doing over the years, right? And that's when I started to see like women will compare themselves to you a lot. And like it could be the smallest thing. It don't have to be weight. It could be your personality. It could just be how you talk. It could be how you get attention from men. I just didn't know how deep it was that women compare themselves to you like this, to this extreme. No one could have prepared me for this at all, girl. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I think I would have been a little more hesitant to put myself out here because I'm like, oh, girl, don't be comparing yourself to me. And not because I don't want you copying what I'm doing. It's like, I'm trying to figure out if this is a good idea for me first before I have somebody else copy me. I'm that type of girl where it's like, let me do it first. And then, girl, if I feel like it's cool, it checks out, we in the clear, then I'm like, girl, you know, girl, I love this product. You should try it. I love it. I've been using it for 3 months, girl. Yeah, it's working for me. But don't go comparing yourself and then copying me. And I'm still trying to figure out my shit. Let me figure it out first. When I come on here and I be telling y'all stuff, it's because I went through the shit first. Or I went through something similar. So I'm like, hey, just letting you know, girl, this ain't it. I'm just a whistleblower. I'm like, just letting you know I wouldn't do that. That's it. But it's because I walked through the fire first. And because I have sympathy and empathy, I have a conscience, right? I'm not all ego. Okay. I'm like, girl, let me warn the others because I'm like, you shouldn't have to go through all that bullshit that I just went through. I'm like that. So I'm like, oh my God, I need to tell them. I need to warn them. But I'm learning that not every woman wants to be warned. And I'm also learning that women prefer to be saved by men than women. Because you could tell a woman dead to her face, you know, that man cheated on me. He did me wrong. He did me dirty. And she'll still date him. She'll still marry him. She'll still sleep with him. She'll even get pregnant by him. Women only want to be saved by men. They do not want to be saved by women. So when you try to advise them and this is why these male podcasters, you would think they would stop giving women advice, but they haven't. Derek Jackson is a prime example. He's still advising women out here because women want to be saved by men. They do not want to be saved by women. They don't. Even if a woman experienced it, went through it, dealt with it, she don't want to listen to you. She want to hear what that man talking about. She want to know what that man got to say about it. Because she'll trust him over you, even though you went through it and you experienced it. She don't care. And then if the woman don't have a handbag or shoes that she can impress other women with by doing what you're doing, she really not listening to you because you like, you broke, you dusty. You don't got nothing I want. You don't got no handbag. You don't got no designer shoes. You don't have the nice car in the apartment, or the penthouse or the home. You don't have the marriage, the ring, the kids. So I'm not listening to you. This is how women are. That's why I have adapted this mindset. I'm not here to save everybody. Everybody ain't meant to be saved. Some women are just going to have to figure it out for themselves. And I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, because one thing I've learned, my daddy used to tell me this all the time. A hard head make a soft ass. That's what he'd be like, a hard head, it make a soft ass. It do. Because when you bump your head, because you being hard-headed, and then you got to fall on your ass, and you keep falling on your ass, and I guess that's what you got to go through then. Because listen, we all got to learn. Because one thing about life is you have choices, decisions, you carry out certain actions. They all come with consequences. So I could be preaching to the choir all day, but once you go out into the world, you make your own choices and decisions. You got to deal with that shit. That's why when I log out of social media, I be sleeping good. I be sleeping like a baby, because I'm like, at the end of the day, listen, I can warn women all day, but at the end of the day, the best teacher will always be living your life. It will be. Just keep living. That's what my parents used to tell me. The old folks would say, oh, just keep living. So I've been living. And you know what's crazy? I've been living. The longer I live, the old folks ain't been wrong yet. I honestly don't think they've been wrong about a thing at this point. And when we talk about old folks being wrong, right? We're not talking about, some of the stuff that they did. We talking about the things that they teach you about life. Like they warn you about life. They be having these riddles and these sayings and stuff. They ain't been wrong yet. I don't think there's a riddle, a saying that they ain't been wrong about, honestly. The keep on living part. One day you gonna get old. You gonna see what I'm talking about. Yeah, they ain't been wrong, not one time. That's why when girls be trying to argue with me, I don't be arguing back with them like that, because I'm just like, listen, I used to be just like you. I used to be just like you. I used to be like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna do what I want to do. All right, you do that, and I'm gonna be praying for you, because listen, the way life teaches you, nobody can really prepare you for it either. Your parents can't prepare you for it. Nobody, a YouTuber, I can't prepare you for it, sis, because life is gonna teach you in the best way. And honestly, that's why it's like I wash my hands with it. I sound like a parent right now. I do. I wash my hands with it, because at the end of the day, life is going to teach them. And maybe that's just how they have to learn. And that's okay. But the way I came up was, if I could learn through somebody else's experience, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. I'm taking it. Like if I saw an older cousin do something and I'm like, okay, she got pregnant. Ooh, she got pregnant twice. I ain't doing that shit. It's just like that. I'm not doing that shit. The baby daddy ain't around. Ooh, I ain't doing that shit. And it's crazy, because I used to watch my older cousins and stuff like that. And I wanted to be just like them. I'm like, oh, she has the boyfriend and everything's going good. And then it took a left turn. And then I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute now. I don't know if I want to do that now. She got pregnant and it just went downhill. She had to drop out of college. I'm like, I don't want to take that route. I like to learn through other people's experience, not in a judgmental way, just in a way where it's like, okay, I probably shouldn't do that, because she's not happy. She don't seem like she's in a good mood, and she seems like she don't think that great about her situation. So I'm probably going to avoid that completely, because it didn't seem like it really worked out. And now she's in night school and she's taking care of 2 kids. It's like, I like to learn through other people's experience, because it can really like keep me from going that route. Not to think, oh, I'm better, so I'm not taking that route. It's just like, I don't think that's for me kind of route, kind of my way of thinking. So I like to learn through other people's experiences. I don't feel like I have to go through what they went through to learn what they learned. I feel like I can watch them and know better. Same thing with my parents. Financial literacy. I'm big on that, because I watch my parents. Oh, I watch my parents, y'all. I watch them. I love my parents, but I watch them when it came to the finances, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like that. Oh my God, I need to educate myself on financial literacy, because I do not want to be out here not knowing how to manage money, how to create flow. Okay, those are 2 things I'm trying to work on here. Manage, create flow. Manage and create flow. Why? Because I watch my parents, and I just feel like that, that could have been something they improved on. It's like stuff like that. You should be able to learn through other people's experiences. But I understand that not everybody wants to learn through other people's experiences. Some people like to have hands-on experiences, and I completely understand. So the best way you can learn is through your own experiences, and life is going to teach you, because that's just life sometimes. Like, it's just how it goes. Like, it's just going to teach you. It's just going to teach you. So I learned through other people's experiences. And like I said, it's not a judgment thing. It's not. You're really learning. Like, you're just learning through them. You're looking at their situation, you're considering taking that path, and then you keep observing, and you see some things that you don't like, and now you're like, okay, I may still take that path, but I may not make that decision. I'm going to make a different decision when it comes to that part of the path, and I'm gonna keep going. It's kind of like that. I hope I'm making sense. but it can save your life. It can save you from not experiencing certain things that you don't want to experience, not putting yourself in, situations that you don't want to be in, when you can learn through other people. So I don't know. I've been learning through other people's experiences for a while now. For a while. And it's crazy because I was just talking about, because I've learned through other people's experiences, I don't know a woman that got pregnant and didn't get switched up on. I don't. I'm sorry. Married, single, out of wedlock, teenage mom, adult mom. Listen, I don't know a woman that got pregnant and she didn't get switched up on. If you know somebody, tell me the story. Okay, tell me the story about how that man stayed the same for the most part. Like he continued to do and show up in the way that he was doing prior to getting you pregnant. But sis, I don't know a man that don't switch up after pregnancy. I'm sorry. So because I witnessed that a lot in marriage, outside of marriage, in teenage pregnancy, outside of teenage pregnancy, the child thing, I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. I don't. If you see me out here pregnant, girl, he a good man. He's not even just a good man. He's exceptional, girl. Because like I said, I don't know a man. I don't know a man that has never switched up on a woman after pregnancy. I never met him. In marriage, outside of marriage, like I said, teenage mom, adult mom, girl. I don't know a man that ain't switched up. I don't know one. So because I've seen that and I've seen it repeatedly, I'm like, damn, why I feel like the relationship ain't the same after she get pregnant? Why do men act like that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know, y'all. That's what I'm like. Look at your surroundings. Look at your surroundings. Okay. Look at what's going on around you. Look at what's going on around you. I don't know a woman that got pregnant and the man didn't switch up. Now, if you can point me in the direction of a man that did, please point him out. I need to see what he looked like. I need to talk to him and see what his mindset is so I can pick up on some cues when it comes to my vetting process out here on the dating scene. Because I'm like, okay, so he carries himself like this. He thinks like this. He says these things. He does these things. He shows up. I need to know what it looked like because I ain't never seen it. Not saying it don't exist, but girl, it's a miracle for me to come across a man like that. I don't know what he looked like. I don't. I don't know what that man looked like. I have never met a man that has never switched up on a woman after pregnancy. So I was telling girls on Instagram earlier, I was like, if you get a pregnancy test and you read it, and it got the positive sign on it. Oh shit. Okay. The first question you need to ask yourself, can I do this alone? Can I do this alone? I don't. That's for you to answer, sis. I don't know. Can you do it alone? Because anytime I see a pregnancy test, girl, and it's somebody taking it, I'm like, girl, can you do that alone, girl? Can you do that alone? Because I ain't thinking about the man for a sec. Not for a sec. I'm not thinking about that man because I know how these men are. They switch up after pregnancy. Don't matter if you're married. They stop taking you out on dates. They stop rubbing your feet like they used to. They stop checking in on you during the day. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I don't know. So when you take that pregnancy test, that's the first thing you need to be asking yourself is, can you do it by yourself? That's it. Women need to not be confused on what that pregnancy test means. Can you do it alone? And this is why women should have very high standards, because you will always have more to lose. Always. You will, it don't matter if you single, if you married, even if you get pregnant, if you don't get pregnant, if you're sharing a space with a man, if you're not sharing a space with a man, if you decide to have his kids, if you don't decide to have his kids, even if you just sharing your body, you will always have more to lose. It don't matter in what situation, what circumstance, it doesn't matter. You will always have more to lose. So as a woman, you always got to think about yourself first. You always got to think about yourself. So when every time I see a pregnancy test, I ain't thinking about nobody but me. I'm thinking about my body and I'm thinking about my life. Because whenever there's a pregnancy test involved, right, and it's positive, they always be thinking about, well, it's a woman's body, it's a woman's choice. It's also a woman's life. It's your life too. It ain't just about your body. It's your life too. So when you read that pregnancy test, it says positive. Can you do this alone? What will your life be? What would it look like? Anytime you see a pregnancy test, it's me, myself, and I. It ain't the family talking about, oh, you go and you tell the family, oh, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna watch the baby, I'm gonna be there for you. As a woman, there will be 3 times in your life where you'll realize who really your friends, who's really there for you. When you get pregnant, when your life changes, whether you get married, you go off to college, whatever the case, or when you get success. Those are 3 times in your life you will find out who your real friends are. So like I said, let's start from the beginning. You go off to college, a life change. You'll know who your real friends are after that life change. Or you get married. You'll know who your real friends are when it's time for them to show up for your wedding. Okay. The next example would be pregnancy. You'll know who your real friends are when your life changes so much. It transitions from singlehood to motherhood. You'll know who your real friends are. You'll know who's really, truly in your corner, who's really supporting you after pregnancy. And then lastly, you'll know who your real friends are when they can celebrate you and your success. And the messed up thing about this part of womanhood is it always has to happen when you need people. That's the only way you're going to know. You'll need them. And it puts you in a very vulnerable position. That's why you always have to think about yourself first before you think about everybody else when it comes to making a decision about your life. Because you really won't know who's there for you until you need them. Isn't that crazy how that works? You will not know who is truly there for you until you actually need them. And then your real friends, your real supporters they'll be there for you and you'll know who they are. It's crazy how that works. So it's just how life goes sometimes. This is the part of life that, again, nobody wants to talk about. Because it's not fun to talk about this type of stuff. It's not, but it's real though. And it happens in real life. It's real and it really does happen. You really don't know who your real people are, who's really there for you, supporting you until your life changes. And, people are supposed to be there for you and they're not. They're not there for you. And that's when you'll know who's really in your corner. It's sad, but it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. So when you read that pregnancy test, and you need to start thinking about me, myself, and I, and this child, and that only. And then you can consider other people after you make your decision. But not before. Not before. I've seen women get done the dirtiest. I've seen people promise help, support, and not show up. It's crazy. I've seen it, and I'm like, You just gonna leave them high and dry like that? Like, that's kind of crazy, don't you think? Like, aren't you like, I feel like that's a real friend. Like, a real friend is there when you need them to be, not just for the turn up, not just for the fun, not just so they can dump on you and vent to you about all of their problems, but when you actually need them and they don't show up for you. It's crazy. So I just want women to understand that, like, when you read that pregnancy test, it's me, myself. You need to go listen to Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I. While you're over here in deep reflection, trying to decide what choice and decision you're going to make. Because I'm not here to tell you what that decision is or what it should be. It's not my life. You are the creator of your life. You're the co-creator of your life. You're the co-creator of your reality. You get to make that decision. Nobody else can make that decision for you but you. But if I'm going to give you a tip, you better go listen to Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I. Because that's the only one that matters at this point. Because the way that the world is and the people in it, they're very selfish here. Like, they're very, very, very selfish. So you got to be selfish in that moment for once. You got to be selfish for once, and you got to think about yourself. And as women, we're not taught to do that. We're taught to think about everybody and their mama before we think about ourselves. But when you get that pregnancy test, oh, you got to think about you. Oh, you've never put yourself to rely on others? I'm definitely always there for others. In recent family deaths, people have stepped up, and I have taken back in shock to see the huge support. Girl. Miss B. Girl. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm telling you that every time in my life, when I needed help, I knew who was really in my corner after that. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, every time it's only been 2 people. I got a whole family, sis. It's always been 2 people. It's been my younger brother and my best friend. They have always been there for me. Do you hear me? Through thick, thin, bad, good, great, excellent. Okay? Excellent. They've always been in my corner, and know who's truly in your corner. You know, it's not everybody. It's just, it is what it is. I've only had 2 people, y'all. Two people. 2 people. And it just, you know, I'm grateful for the 2, like I said, because some people don't even have 2. Some people don't have 2. I've talked to people that don't have 2 people. 2. 1. It's crazy. Be grateful for what you do have. You, like, some women feel like they don't have a large friend group. Okay, but who do you have? Focus on that, because some people don't even have that. So just focus on who you, and we talking about genuine, y'all. We talking about genuine. You can't buy genuineness. You can't buy genuine support. Like, you can't buy that. That's what kills me about this generation today. Like, I just be throwing away good people. I would never. And I'm not saying it like in a codependent way. Like, I'm saying it like, oh my God, this is genuine love. This is genuine support. This is genuine. I gotta make sure I do right by them. Even if I mess up, because I'm human, I may make a mistake, but even, like, I just gotta make sure I hold myself accountable, because they're genuine. Genuineness is hard to find today. So when you actually have it, appreciate it, even if it's not that many people, because some people don't even have that many people that you may have. So just be grateful. It's crazy. It went statistically from 5 to 10 close people back in the day to 1 to 2 close friends today. That's insane. Why do you think that is? It's so crazy, because there were, like, I had, like, so many people around me. Like, I really thought we was gonna grow old together. No, we did not grow old together. We not growing old together. I really thought, I'm like, oh, we gonna grow old together. We gonna be in the nursing home cracking jokes. Like, I'm thinking like that, girl. That's why I say life has a funny way of teaching you things. Just keep living. Just keep living. Just keep living. Just keep living your life. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm not even saying it in a way like, ha ha ha, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, your life is gonna be miserable. No. I'm saying it like, brace yourself, sis. Because it sucks, but it is life, you know. It just it happens, you know. I don't know. I love deep connections. That's y'all. If I don't have deep connections, oh my God, it's like living on. If I don't have a deep connection is similar to me living on Earth with no music. Oh my God, could you imagine living here without any music? I really think that's the main reason why, if I have to decide between keeping drama in my life and being by myself, I would rather be by myself because I know I have music. You know, like I know I have something that I can connect to on a deep emotional level through music. We're not talking about the mainstream stuff though. We're talking about like music that speaks to my soul. Girl, I have that. But I don't know if I'll be able to make it here if I didn't have music. I don't think I'd be able to survive in solitude, isolation by myself without music. I just So I connect through music from an emotional place, a deep emotional place. And so it's like, okay, if I have that, I'm cool. I'm good, you know. And if I have my books, I'm good. I'll make it. I'll be all right. But if I didn't have music, girl, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would be doing, girl. Honestly, I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't know where I'd be at. I don't know. That's a mess. So I have to have that. I can't be in a relationship without that deep emotional connection. If girl, no. No, I can't do it. But I can't listen to mainstream music either because it's depressing. Have y'all noticed how mainstream music is depressing? It can't just be me. Mainstream music is very depressing. Like, the only time I can listen to rap is in the gym because it's like, well, we trying to make it. We trying to hit our goals. You know, it's a little motivating because I'm able to transmute the lyrics into grind, right? But I can't listen to it outside of that. It's very depressing. Men be rapping about violence. Women be rapping about sex. And when you're a woman and you don't want to do the situational ships, like you don't want to do the situationships, you don't want to do the half-ass relationships, you don't want to participate in this culture where like I'm just supposed to just YOLO and think about the consequences later. It's like, no, I keep getting my heart broken, sis. I'm trying to think about the consequences now. So then I don't have to deal with the heartbreak later. So I'm not on that YOLO, right? I'm on some, let's think about this for a sec. It's depressing because I'm like, I can't even get with it. I can't even get with it because I know what it leads to. I can't unthink it now. I don't know if this is what maturity looks like or what, but it's like I can't even like turn up to it because I'm like, oh my God, I can't even. So I don't even listen to the new stuff for real. I'm not really caught up in the mainstream stuff. I'm actually listening to more smaller artists, local artists, or music that don't even have lyrics because it's just better that way. I don't know. I can't do it. It's very depressing. It's very, very depressing. And then when you like people be like, you glowy and stuff. I'm telling you, it's because I'm not sucked into that stuff. That matrix, the matrix includes social media, mainstream music, TV shows where, especially when you're a Black person, where TV shows where they need you to basically like rewatch your trauma and relive your trauma for profit for them, because the Black community ain't seeing the damn money. The black community ain't seeing the money. So they want you to listen to, they want you to watch these shows that are like really depressing. I'm not doing that. Then what else they want you to do? They want you to watch the news. I'm not watching the news either. I just listen. If there's something going on in my area, I just need to get the alert on my phone. But I ain't sitting up there watching that news. You can get somebody else. And then what else did I disconnect from? Oh, this outrage culture. I know people be depressed as hell with this outrage culture. I don't be outraged about shit. Listen, don't confuse me tapping in to a subject online with me actually being outraged. I've learned that by being a content creator and being in like the commentary stuff, they want you to be outraged every damn day. That ain't normal. It ain't healthy. It's not healthy. Okay. It's not healthy. Like they want you to be outraged every day. Every day. And then they have actually turned, and I'm pretty sure this has been going on for a while, they've turned outrage into marketing, into sales, into outrage pays. And they know that. And you know who they trigger and target the most? Black people, because Black people are traumatized. Black people are easily too triggered. Black people are easy to make money off of. So if we're going to trigger somebody, we're going to trigger them because we know we're going to get the response that we're looking for. And it's easy to manipulate them. They're predictable. Black people are predictable because we are easily triggered. We get outraged about every little thing. So much so to the point that people are able to make money off of our outrage. They know we're going to respond. They know that we're going to be outraged about it. We're going to bring more attention to it. That's what they love the most. And it's going to get those views up. It's going to get those sales up. It's going to bring this brand. It's going to put it in the limelight. And that's what they want. So they use us. They use our outrage and they market us. They sell to us and they profit off of it just like that. So I'm not a part of outrage culture. It's like, I think about all the money that people have made off of Black people in outrage. They've made billions. So I'm not a part of outrage culture, y'all. I talk about, some of the things that goes viral because that's social media. I've made this a job, but I'm not mentally in outrage culture. And it's sick because like for someone to be outraged, they're emotionally upset. You're okay with hurting people, getting them emotionally upset and riled up for profit. And you think I'm mad at sex workers? Come on now. Come on now. Oh my God. You think I'm upset at sex workers? Girl, bye. You think I'm bothered by what they out here doing? You out of your mind. You out of your mind. I think Sheriff 7 said it best. Playing fair in an unfair world doesn't make sense. It don't. And once you start to see what they be out here doing, I'm like, so y'all want me to hold women accountable for sex work, but they profiting off of our outrage, making a killing, making billions of dollars. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Women have cracked the code on how to make money, and men cannot stand that shit. They can't. And then don't even get me started on these men, because I'm like, y'all want to listen, men want to get on sex workers, OnlyFans workers and stuff like that. And it's like, I know plenty of men in the business. These men be into sex work when they need a place to stay. These men be into sex work when they need a come up girl, come up woman, come up wife. These men be into sex work when they need a quarter drive. These men be into sex work on college campus when they need a girl to write their essay, do their homework, take their notes. You know, men been into sex work for years. Don't get me started. Men been into sex work for a while. Okay. Men been doing sex work for years. Okay. Like they need a place to stay. They need somebody to do their homework. They need somebody to clean. They need somebody to cook. They need somewhere to stay. They need a car to drive. Hell, they may even need some damn healthcare insurance, girl. Men are the biggest sex workers I know. Women are not even coming close to the sex work that men be out here doing. Not even close. Not even. So that's like, y'all, this is how my mind works. I can't speak for the patriarchy and the system and the program. I can't. Yanni's mind works like this. Men been doing sex work. Y'all just getting started. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Like, that's why I'm just like, y'all better leave me alone. Okay? Because I'm just like, are we seeing the world the same? No, we not. Because they have programmed you to think that because they do it in this realm of things versus you doing it in this realm of things. And because, oh my God, this is my favorite, because you're a woman, you're supposed to have higher morals than men. That kills me. I just be like, what? And you want to know why they expect for women to have higher morals? To keep you in line. It's a mess. But they can go out here, they can swing that thing either which way, sis. They can go impregnate a line of women, but you must stand on your morals. You must keep them high. I think women should keep their standards high for protection. That's just the world that we live in. But the patriarchy, hell, no. These men are hypocrites. Like, I don't know why. I don't even know why y'all listen to them for real. I don't know why, but I know why. I know why. Women want to be saved by men. So they still gonna listen to them. But yeah, you should keep your standards high for your protection. That's what I preach on my channel. I'm not saying you should keep your standards high because you need to live your life this way. You're a woman. You will always have more to lose. So because of that, you got to keep your standards high. But morally speaking, these men ain't shit. Like, y'all, it kills me how these men get in my comment section. They want me to crucify you as a woman. But I'm like, sir, what you doing? What you been doing out here? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I like, if we're gonna talk about morals, right, and where they need to be, don't we all need to have high, like, don't we all need to live up to that moral standard? It shouldn't just be women. That's what makes it seem manipulative to me. So I don't trust. This is when, like, manipulators to me, a man is a manipulator to me. I don't trust men that try to hold you to a standard that they don't hold themselves to. That's manipulative. That's controlling to me. Like, if a man doesn't hold himself to that standard, why are you requiring to hold the woman at that standard, to control her? Because that's the only way it actually makes sense. Now, if a man is holding himself at that standard, and then he's requiring you to hold yourself at that same standard, he wants someone of his equal. He wants someone that will meet him and make this relationship whole. But when a man is wanting you to have your standards up here and he can slack and all of that, it's control, it's manipulation. That's the only way it makes sense. That's why I won't be listening to these men. So I trust men that hold themselves to the same standard, moral standard, whatever the case may be. And then he's requiring that of me, because then that makes sense. But if he's not holding himself to that, what's the reason you holding this woman to that? It will never make sense to me. I don't get that. I don't get it. Men, thank you. Men need to have self-respect too. It shouldn't just be women. Okay, it shouldn't just be. It shouldn't. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Another layer to this no kid thing, and I'm not projecting how you should live your life. Okay, I'm just speaking for me. Okay, I just want to know if you can connect with me on this. Another reason why I don't want to have kids in this society, like I'm really like pushing myself, and I never thought I would actually say this. I'm terrified to raise kids in Black culture. I'm terrified to raise kids in this social media culture. I'm terrified. And the reason is because social media kind of puts parents like it's almost like you got a parent with your hands behind your back, right? And you got a parent and be blind because you don't know what your kids are out here seeing, and you don't know what they're being exposed to. And that's the thing. It's like, and then you can't even shelter them away from all the bad stuff, because then they can go and find out from their friend they could be on their friend's phone, they could be hanging out with a friend and a friend is bringing it up, and then your child is being exposed to it that way, right? And then now your child trusts this child or whoever, and now they don't trust you. Girl, it's a mess. And then another thing I don't like is where Black culture is headed. Where the hell is it headed, y'all? Where when I was coming up, the ratchet always existed. The explicitness was always there. But we have variety. What happened to the variety? Like what happened to the variety is gone. The variety, because the ratchet been around. Listen, I've seen ratchet my whole life. Okay, I've seen it. Ratchet culture has always been a thing. But Black people are multifaceted. So we come with many different layers. Okay. I know some corporate people, they about to be ratchet after work. They about to go to happy hour and get ratchet to release some stress. We get it, right? But now it's like the culture, this is like, it's all ratchet. Like, and they want ratchet to be normal in all spaces. And they want ratchet to be the forefront of the Black community. And I'm just like, since when? What happened to Black excellence? What happened? What happened? What happened to it? It's like it's leaving. And what happened to the variety of Blackness? We're not even seeing it. We rarely are seeing it. Like they only like to push really the negative stuff, like it or the stuff that doesn't make us look the best, or it's like stuff that feeds the stereotype, and that's it. They don't want to show the other stuff they be out here doing, the more positive stuff. So like I'm noticing, like that's another reason why I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to have kids. Like I don't know if I want to. I know I don't want to raise them in Black culture. No, not the Black culture I grew up on, that I had to grow up in, but it's now worse because it was already bad when I came up in it. Oh my, the peer pressure to be cool, I haven't forgotten the peer pressure to fit in, so like my daughter, for her to fit in at school, she got to wear a lace front. What? And it's like, I don't want to be that parent where it's like, well, I got to make your school life harder. And it's like, because I want my daughter, I want her to embrace her natural beauty first. The lace, the wigs, the nails, the hair, the lashes, the makeup, all of that's going to be waiting for her in womanhood. But as a young girl, I want her to embrace her natural beauty first. That's all I'm asking as a Black mother raising a Black daughter. I want her to embrace her natural self first. But now the culture has changed. I've seen middle schoolers in lace fronts. And I'm like, And I get it. It's part of the self-expression, and kids have their own personality. I get it. I get it. But are as parents, and I say this because young people watch me. I had a 14-year-old girl that commented on my last video. Are we preparing them in the best way mentally, right? Like, I don't want to be my kid's friend, but I want to have an open dialogue with my kid, right? Like, I want them to be able to trust me and come to me and tell me things that are not easy to tell me. But I also don't want to be friends with them either, because I have to implement discipline, structure, routine, for the betterment of them. But like, I feel like Black culture making it harder every day. I just feel like Black culture is making it harder every day. And it's always something. And then my son, I'm just like, oh, for him to fit in, he gotta hate women. Like, let's be real about it. Let's be, he gotta dog them out, right? He gotta sleep with a bunch of them. He gotta, I literally get scared thinking about it. He gotta be cool in front of his friends, and he gotta be egotistical, damn near narcissistic for him to fit in with his damn friends. It's like, I don't want to have kids, girl, because this is too much. Like, it's worse than when I was coming up. Because I had those peer pressures. I had the peer pressures. But the peer pressures today, I feel bad for the girls in middle school, the girls in high school trying to keep up with all of that. Oh my gosh. I can't, y'all. It's too much. And I understand, like, being self-expressive. And you know what? I look at my parents completely different, because I gave them hell, if I'm being honest. Like, preteen to teenager Yanni was a mess out here. But now I appreciate them so much, because I'm like, damn, this is why they didn't want me to do those things. But I have the type of parents that will tell you, no, you can't do, or no, you can't have, or no, you can't go, and they wouldn't explain it to me. But with maturity in adulthood, I'm like, this is why they were saying I couldn't do this. This is why they were saying I couldn't go here. This is why so now I appreciate them more. But now I'm hesitant about having kids, because I'm just like, it's worse. And y'all pray for these parents. You pray for the parents, y'all. Pray for them. Pray for the parents. Okay? Pray for the parents. Pray for the parents that are trying to keep their kids away from social media as long as they can, so they can somewhat have a decent life, childhood. Pray for the parents that are trying to implement some discipline and some structure and some routine in a teenager in today's society. It is not easy. And I'm looking from the outside in. Remember when I told you earlier, I learned from other people's experiences? Oh yeah, I'm watching the parents. I'm just like, oh my God. Some of the people that I grew up with on Facebook, they got kids entering middle school. So I'm seeing the photos and everything like that. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. It's getting ridiculous. And then you know what else is getting harder? Creating a soft life for your child. Because it seemed hard out here for children. Like, it seemed like a lot of them probably experiencing depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety pretty early in life, compared to maybe how we did. Because trying to live up to all of this, y'all, is insane. So I'm very hesitant about having kids, because I just feel if I have kids, they're going to be subjected to so much, and I'm limited on how to really help them maneuver and truly guide them through all of this, because it's a lot. It's more than what I went through. And it's like, I don't know how the parents are doing it. I don't. I get stressed just thinking about it. I get stressed. Social media is forming culture within our children. Yeah. And I don't like the culture. I don't like it. Can I say that? And it's not even, and that's the thing, is of course, Black culture, right? But then like outside of Black culture, there's Western culture. And I don't like the culture. I don't like it. I don't think it's healthy. I don't know. I don't know. If you're watching the playback on this video, I would love to hear from some parents. I would. Oh yeah, Jupiter gone wrong. Yeah, like adultification in young Black girls. My daughter gonna have to deal with that because you can't shelter your child. My 9-year-old niece has body insecurities from Fashion Nova. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Like I said, when I was coming up, we had more variety. Like, of course, the ratchet stuff, the vulgar stuff, the explicit stuff, the grown folk stuff was out here. But I still had Disney. I had all of these other, like, there was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no Twitter, none of that. And I had all of these other avenues for me as a child that I liked and I enjoyed. And every now and then I would sneak around, of course, and get into the grown folk stuff, but I could always go back to my child stuff too, my childlike stuff too. But now I don't even think kids are doing that. I think they're just sucked into all the grown folk stuff and that's it. So I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God. She said, I homeschooled in a class, and a close friend of mine. No, I homeschooled and a close friend of mine called CPS because they felt like my children were not having a real life. Girl, let me tell you something. I think nowadays, if you can, because at the end of the day, as a parent, you can only do what you can do, you know? Don't put that pressure on yourself like, oh, I need to do this. You can only focus on what you can do, right? But I think the best thing you could do is homeschool your kids now. And I never thought I'd say that. Never. I really think that's the best thing you can do. And maybe high school, maybe. I don't know how that would work. Because I've seen when I was coming up, some homeschoolers, they would go to high school, but they was homeschooled elementary and middle. Maybe high school so that they can learn some social skills, you know. You let them go for high school, but I think it's the best thing. I do for you to homeschool your kids now. And I never thought I would ever say that. I never thought I would lose trust in the school system, but I have completely lost trust in the school system. And it's not the teachers. I just want the teachers to understand that it's not you. It's not. I promise you, it's not. I'm not here to make any teachers feel bad. I don't. I think it's the whole concept of learning. I think it's the curriculum. I think the structure needs to be changed and updated. I think it's just how education is, how it's been seen and how it needs to change. So I question that. Like and then another thing, when I say you learn through other people's experiences, you listen to these parents. Because I'm like, I don't know if I would be okay with that. I don't know if I would be okay with that. I'm the only 57-year-old with no grandchildren. All my kids make 6 figures. They say they are not having kids. I manage 2 psych practices. Kids are correct. See, that, y'all, thank you for the super chat. You know it's bad. I told y'all, my parents came to me individually. Now, all of my 20s, my parents were like, oh, it would be nice if we had a grandchild. It'd be nice if we had some grandkids. I would say within this year, both of my parents have came to me individually. First, it was my mama. She started rubbing on my thigh, like, and I'm like, why are you acting weird? She like, because she didn't know if she was gonna offend me or not. My mom is like that. She knows I'm headstrong and everything. So we don't always see eye to eye. So my mom, she was like, I understand if you don't want to have kids. Girl, I was speechless. I didn't say a word. I said, okay, excuse me? Now, this is the same mother that fought me because I was trying to get my uterus removed. Yes, I was trying to get my uterus taken out. I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to need it. Like, go ahead and remove it, doc. And they wouldn't remove my uterus because they're like, well, you haven't had any kids. And because I had really bad menstrual cycles. And so when I was like 21, I was really serious about getting my uterus taken out because I'm like, well, I don't really care to have kids. And I'm having really painful menstrual cycles. There's no need in me going through all of this. So I tried to get it removed. And my mom was begging and pleading. She was like, please don't do it, please. Because I was shopping for a doctor. And every doctor I went to was the same thing because they just, I feel like in Canada you can get it done, but I don't think you can get it done here in the US unless you have kids. So I'm like, damn, this same woman came to me, started rubbing on my leg. And she was like, I understand if you don't want to have kids. She just got done watching the news. And she was saying, I don't know what the world is. I don't know what the world will be. She was saying when she was raising me, she knew she could predict what she thought she had an understanding of what the future was going to be, what the world was going to be. So she had children. But now that she's a grandparent, and yes, she's a grandparent now, but now that she's like a grandparent, she doesn't know what her grandchild's future holds. And that scares her. Scares the living shit out of her. So I'm like, damn. Then my dad, he comes to me, he calls me up. He's like, this world is so messed up. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, it is messed up. And he was just like, you know, I understand if you don't want to have kids. I'm like, damn, they did it separately. And that's what was so crazy. I'm like, okay, so I'm not exaggerating here. It's bad. It's bad. I'm not crazy. Okay. Thank you for validating that for me, even though I didn't need the validation, but I appreciate you for validating that for me because people try to make it seem like I was crazy. I'm like, they're shooting up schools. Like I you can't even go to the mall for real. I think about how if I had a teenager and they're like, Mom, can I go to the mall? Yeah, take my car. I got to think about, is there going to be a shooter at the mall? It's like stuff like that. It's like, when I was coming up, I didn't have to think about that type of stuff. My parents didn't have to think about that type of stuff. And so it's just, y'all, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. Okay. So I don't know. I think, I do believe though, that if you were meant to have a child, you will have a child. I do. I don't care how old you are. I don't, if you're truly meant to have children, you're meant to have children. It's just, it's in your path. It's your destiny. It's part of your destiny. You came here to have kids and that's just what it is. Doesn't matter if it happened through marriage or single motherhood, you were destined to have a child. It's just children. It's just, it is what it is. But I don't know how the women that are living out their destiny, their purpose with children, are you okay? Because this is crazy. Like, it's a big purpose that you're fulfilling. And I know a lot of women and parents today don't get that type of credit because it's a big purpose, right? I mean, girl, you out here winging it. Like, I don't think you understand how your parenting is setting the structure for future parents because you're parenting in territory that no one has seen before. No, like you're parenting with social media. You're parenting with mall shootings. You're parenting with crazy stuff on TV. Your kids being exposed to just any and everything. You're parenting in territory that no other generation has parented in at all. At all. So I'm just like, like you're the parents that's gonna come out with the new books about how to parent with social media. Like you're that parent right now, sis. You're the guinea pig. We watching you. You know what I'm saying? Because seriously, I don't really think any of the parental books, especially when we talk about like maybe like newborn babies and stuff, but like the parental books where it's like preteen teenagers, yeah, we need an updated version of what that looks like, sis, because what the hell? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all think kids have role models? Who are kids? What are the role models today? I want to know. There were parents that parented during bloody wars. That's true, but it's like, well, I can't like downplay that. It's true. But this is a spiritual war. That like our kids are being exposed to spiritual war early. That's what it is. They may not listen, the women back in the day, you're right. They was out here parenting during wars, right? But women today are out here parenting during spiritual warfare. It's like every day, every second. I'm like, damn, I can't keep up. So I don't know. Simone Biles, I agree with that. Not Ice Spice. Jesus. Yeah, the war is at home. That's why, y'all, and then it's at home, not even just with your kids, your husband. It's in the house. Like the war really is in the house. So I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's the phones, it's the internet. There's been spiritual warfare since the beginning of time. That's true. But I feel like it's way more intense though, because the reason why I feel like it's more intense is because the internet is a portal. Social media is a portal. So you're like entering different dimensions, which means you're being exposed to more than before. And then the AI, and that's another thing, the AI, that's a whole nother spiritual warfare. Like, I'm not even prepared for that. Oh, I love Coco Jones. I do. TV used to be the only portal, right? But now there's so many other portals out here. I hope y'all noticing that. So, I don't know, Hallie, that 5G, and I still got to do my research on that because I'm not trying to sound like the NPC trend is another portal. I mean, how do you prepare your child for all of this? It's crazy. Yes, and see, that's the thing about, because I talk about duality. Yes, we are evolving, right? But like, damn, it's like there's cons to this evolution, right? Like, it's like, damn, I can't keep up with all of this. That's why I had to take a break from social media. I'm like, I gotta log out. The spiritual warfare on AI this is the scariest thing to me about AI is humans will no longer have a purpose when AI exists. That simple. AI will create everything. And if we are the originators of creation, of the world that we live in, and that the creators are replaced, I see suicide increasing. I see depression increasing. I see a lot of things increasing. And then because capitalism runs this country, it makes more sense to use AI because it will run the country more efficiently to where capitalism can thrive. And it will take less money. So it's like, yes, we're evolving, but well, it's scary to think about because, like I said, we're men already feel like they've lost their purpose in this world, like whether they want to acknowledge it or not, because machines have really started to take over a lot of the things that they were out here doing to keep the community up afloat. Just being honest. So because they're not needed to build like they used to back in the day, a lot of men feel like they don't really have a purpose in life. If you go to their side of YouTube, you'll hear them actually talk about how I don't feel like I have a purpose. I just feel like I'm just here and I'm just supposed to be a provider. But men were supposed to build. They were also supposed to create. But I don't know. It's like I feel like they're experiencing loss of purpose sooner than we are, but mainly because women are out here still creating life, at least, you know. But and I think women are also just better at multitasking and stuff like that. So like we're able to create faster. And so if they're struggling with their purpose because they're not needed in the same way, it's a lot. It's a lot. So and then yeah, some of that I agree. Some of them don't even know how to be functional in this society. Like they don't know how to be practical in this society. They don't know how to be logical in this society because they want to control. So it's I don't know. I don't know. It's scary times that we live in though. Yes, I'm also starting to notice the AI recordings when I call my bank, insurance, hell, even when I've tried to talk to AT&T not that long ago, they don't even want you to speak to a live person anymore. FedEx. I'm just like, can I talk to a real person? I want to talk to a real person. I don't want to talk to some system. I hate that. Had them. Wow, I did not know that. Yeah, evolving, but at what cost? They've been doing it, but now it's more successful because sometimes you would talk to the automatic system, you'd be like, this person don't even it doesn't even know what I'm saying. It can't even pick up what I'm actually saying. But now it is able to clearly pick up what you're saying. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. So I don't know. We just lived through some very scary times. I don't like talking to an automatic system. Okay. I don't have the patience. I be hitting pound zero, and then depending on who you calling is 0, 0, 0 to get me to a real person. Okay. I hate that. I hate that. It may be a fire sign thing, but girl, we do not like that. I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to go through these templates. Listen, I want to talk to a real person. Okay. I want somebody to feel me. Gosh, like, and that's the scary thing. Have you noticed with society? And I think that's why the world is getting scarier and scarier, is because everything is moving to a more, like, everything is disconnected. Like, we are disconnecting from each other in the process of social media and technology and all of this. Because that's the main reason I want to talk to somebody about my bill. I want them to feel me about how upset I am about how you overcharge. I want you to feel how upset I am. I don't want to talk to an automatic system about how you overcharge. It don't feel the same. I need you to feel how I'm upset. You need to make this right. And you need to get this fixed and corrected as soon as possible. But if I'm talking to an automatic system, I'm like, they don't feel how important this is to me. They don't feel how I don't hear the compassion and the understanding. I need to hear that as a customer. And so they want to take all of that away. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm not here for this. And so even when it comes to like your bill, or if you need something done, it's the compassion ain't there. The empathy ain't there. I used to work in customer service, and they had a whole course on compassion, and they had but we had to do like we had to do workshops on having compassion, showing empathy and everything. AI ain't doing that. So I'm just like, I don't like that. And then social media, it's less compassion, less being able to connect with people from a real place. We seeing dead bodies online like it's nothing. That's crazy. We have desensitized ourselves when it comes to the human experience due to social media and all of these robots. And I'm just like, this is a mess. So having compassion is missing. It's missing. And we need to bring it back, because I think that's part of the reason why our children are acting the way they are. I mean, when you think about it, it's a group of children that are growing up with the least amount of compassion compared to all of us, I think. And it's because we dealt with trauma from our parents, but like we could still somewhat feel connected to them. And I think every generation is going to have trauma, but I don't even think they can feel that human interaction, that human connection with people, even if it's okay. Like my parents are not giving me that, but the kids at school are. I don't think these kids are getting it anywhere. I don't think they're really experiencing that connection, that human connection. I think that's why the incel community is growing and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's crazy how that's, and then like friends are not the same. Y'all, I have seen so many friendship breakups. I'm not even talking about online. I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about in real life. And we talking about people, we talking about friends that have been together for like 8 years, 10 years, I think 20 years. And I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on with us? Like as people, what's going on? Why can't we keep relationships? And everyone wants to focus on like the romantic stuff, but we're not even keeping friendships no more. We're not keeping relations with people, girl. That's what I like. We focus so much on love and relationships, but a lot of us not even keeping real friends around. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. And it's long friendships. Like we're not talking about, girl, we've been knowing each other for 2 years. We've been friends for 2 years or 3 years. We talking about you got some years under your belt. You grew up with these people, or you maybe at one point you even lived with this person, or maybe that was your partner in crime when you was a kid and y'all was out here just doing dumb stuff together. I don't know, but it's like friends are not even staying together no more. That's when you know. I don't know. I don't know. I saw the most compassionate thing the other day on Facebook where this girl, she took a solo trip and she met up with 2 girls, and I guess they shared the same like resort or whatever. And so they went out together. They were all on solo trips, right? And the 2 girls that she came with, she went to the bathroom, she came out, and they just left her. And they went to a bar, by the way. They went to they got in a cab, they went to a bar and everything. And so she just went to the bathroom, she came out, and they left her. And there were 3 random girls, all on solo trips, all of them. And they were like, well, come sit with us, come talk with us, come hang with us. I was like, oh my God, this is so sweet. And she was an introvert. She was stepping outside of her comfort zone, and she was on a solo trip. And I saw this on like one of the Facebook pages. I think it was a Black Girl Luxury, Black Girl Aesthetic, something like that. And it was the sweetest thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is so okay. This makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So that if it ain't warm and fuzzy, I'm not gonna pay that much attention to it. So I was like, wow, you know what? Kindness, it still exists. Compassion still exists. Being thoughtful, oh my God, it still exists. Thank you for restoring humanity with this post, because that's what it was given. I was like, damn, it's crazy. It's like stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. When I go out with people, especially when we go out and drinks are involved and stuff like that, I never leave somebody high and dry. I could be ready to want to fight you, right? But I'm not leaving you because, listen, we came here together, we drunk in here together, we leaving together. That's me. I don't play about that type of stuff. I don't care if we got into a fight, we got into a blow up, whatever. We leaving together though. We leaving sis together. That we're walking out of here together. Even if I got to be the bigger person, I guess that's what I have to do. But I'm not about to leave you behind and you have alcohol in your system. I don't play about that. But it wasn't a girls' trip. This wasn't a girls' trip. She just met these women randomly and they went to a bar together. Well, it was like a club. And they got there, they got drinks, and you know, they was hanging out. Everything was going well, according to her. And then she went to the bathroom, she came out, and they just left her. And these other girls were like, well, come over here, come sit with us. And they welcomed her in. So I don't do that. I don't leave people behind. That's weird. Especially with alcohol. Okay. I may cut you off when we get back. That's just me, but we leaving here together. Okay. I may cut you off when I get back, but when we get back, but I'm not leaving you though. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know. I think she had a great experience still. Yeah, I'm probably, if you see me on a girls trip, they're amazing women. That's all I got to say. They're incredible women. Incredible. Okay. Two things. If you see me out here pregnant by a man, that man is exceptional. Okay. Exceptional, top tier. And I ain't never met a man like that. I'm just being real. But if you see me out here pregnant, that man is exceptional. If you see me out here on another girl's trip, these women are exceptional. Okay. They are exceptional. They are top tier. That's the only way you ever gonna see me in two of those situations, because you ain't seeing it no other way. You ain't seeing it no other way, girl. It got to be top tier, exceptional. And what do we mean by that? No drama, you know. Life is stressful, but I shouldn't be receiving stress from them directly. It should just be life, and we just in it, you know. But it's just like we communicate. There's a problem, we work it out, we find a solution. You know, stuff like that. They're exceptional human beings, and I've been lucky to experience them. That they're exceptional. That's all I can say. But you ain't gonna see me out here in no situation if it ain't exceptional, because I can't do it, y'all. I've tried. Nobody ever wants to give us credit for how we tried and then we became this way. Like, no one ever wants to comment about how we dated broke. That shit didn't work out. How we tried to date for potential. That shit didn't work out. And now we're like this because we went through all of those experiences. And so now we're like, girl, I just cannot do it. I'm very decisive in my decision making. I'm not indecisive. I know exactly what I want. And if it's not that, I don't want it. I know what it looks like. And it's because we went through all of that, girl. That's why. So it got to be exceptional. I've tried everything else. All right. I've tried everything else. And it backfired. It blew up in my face. So we ain't doing that. And I'm glad I got all of that out. I'm glad I got it out my system, because I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get somebody else, because we already know how it goes. People do pretend. They do. People wear masks. Yep, they do. But like I said, if you want to know who a person really is, get married, have a baby, elevate in your career, move away, have a baby. Okay. When you need them, that's when you know. And to the girls where you still have friends and they weren't there for you when you needed them, they're not your friends. The whole purpose of having a friend is for them to be there. Period. Now, are there some exceptions to that? Like they got kids, didn't get there right away, but eventually they showed up. They showed up the best way they could with the fact that they have kids, they're married, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Or they showed up, but they sent flowers because they live out of state. They sent a card. They sent a text. They called, right? They did something. But if they not there for you when you need it, and we're talking about real friends, because you can have associates. You can have associates, but don't expect an associate to be there for you. A friend, though, a friend should be there for you. Okay? A friend should be there for you. I don't play about that, y'all. When it comes to my friends, like, and I call them a friend. I don't take calling somebody a friend. I don't take that lightly. I don't do that. Hey, bestie. And I just met you like 2 days ago. That's weird. I don't trust women who do that. I don't. I'll be like, oh, hell no, girl. This, let me get out of here. Because it just don't seem genuine, honestly. So I'm not one of those girls where it's like, we best friends in 2 days or we best friends in 6 months. No. I'm not that. I hang out with you. We create memories and a friendship forms. That's how I enter friendships with women. I don't enter friendships with women and I'm like, hey bestie, hey friend. We hang out, we create memories, we have good times, we have bad times, we have great experiences, we have bad experiences, and over time it forms into a friendship. But are we friends right off top? No, we trying to like, it's, you know, friendship is just like dating, you know. And I don't know why women try to separate the two, but you really shouldn't. Friendship is just like dating, especially in adulthood when you're making new friends. But like sometimes you make friends based off of proximity. Like we go to the same school, we are at the same college, we live on the same campus, we live in the same neighborhood, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We work at the same job. But in like adulthood friendships, it's supposed to grow over time. And I'm seeing how it was making friends in my childhood versus making friends in my adulthood, and completely different. When you make friends in your adulthood, it's over time. So you hang out with this person, you may even go to the mall with this person, you may take a workout class with this person, you may go do a workshop with this person, you may go to a social event, you may go out and kick it with this person. And as you continue to hang out with them, you continue to live life with them and stuff like that, it grows into a friendship, but it's not immediate. How we made friends when we were kids, it was more immediate, right? Because we're young, we're excited to just have friends. But when you're in adulthood, it looks a little bit differently. So people actually have to put in the real effort to want to be friends with you, which takes time because they have to show up consistently. You have to get to know them to ensure they're a good fit for you and to make sure that you are aligned. So when you make friends in your adulthood, it just looks different from when you make friends in your childhood. And if I'm being completely honest, if I had to choose between making friends in my childhood and my adulthood, I'm very grateful for my childhood best friend. I am extremely grateful, but honestly, I feel like I make better choices and decisions by making friends in my adulthood because girl, I made some questionable choices in friends as a kid, but I didn't know no better, girl. I didn't know no better. So now that I know better, I'm like, I just feel like I make better friends in adulthood than I did in my childhood, honestly. So I'm saying this to say, don't be afraid to make adult friends, but you got to find women that really want to put in the work to become friends, because that's the thing. When you make adult friends, they actually have to put in the effort just as much as you do. Okay? Just as much as you do. But I feel like I made better friends in adulthood than I did my childhood, girl. It was a mess. Why, David? Why? This is a woman's channel. Okay, this, sir. If you like women, you may need to unpack that. But let's start with that. If you like women, women are needy. Hello, we require a lot. If you like women, if you want someone that doesn't require much, it's 2023. You can date who you want to date. Love is love. Love is love. You go where you want to go. But women are always going to be needy. Okay? My niece, she's under 2. She needy as hell. She need her hair done. She needs more clothes than boys. Like, she's needy. That she's a girl. Women are always going to be more needy. So if you like women, you just need to accept that women are going to be needy. Most men like that, though. Most men, not clingy, because there's a difference, but most men like women that are needy. They feel valuable to that woman. What's going on, sir? I've never met a man that didn't like an in need. We talking about an in need woman. That's crazy to me. That's a mess. I think you need to unpack some things. You know, it's 2023. You can love is love. You can date who you want to date. But I never met a man that didn't like a needy woman or a clingy woman. Yes. Okay. Meaning like a woman that is just all over you all the time. She don't give you space. I understand. But needy, men love that. When did men not like that? You want a strong, independent woman? This is what I be saying. Y'all be confusing me. That's why I had to stop listening to y'all. I had to focus on what I want for myself, and that's it. I don't listen to y'all. I just focus on what I want for myself because y'all confusing. I just I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just like, oh my God. So you don't want a needy woman? Does she need to need another woman? She don't need you, huh? That's crazy to me. I'm sorry, but that's a mess. My dad loves when my mom needs him. It's sickening. I'm like, oh my God. And then my mama be like, my man went and he did this. He cut the grass. My man made me dinner tonight. Like, that's how my mama is. So I'm like, when did y'all get like this? Y'all exhausted. Oh, David, where'd you go? He ran off. That's a mess. David, come back. Don't be shy. Yeah, I never like men like a woman that's needy because they want to be able to teach you things. That's what I saw growing up. I don't know what's going on. Men love needy women so much. They like it when you just ask them questions. They love it when they love it when you ask them questions. It makes them feel like it feeds their ego, you know. So I'm just like really taken back by that. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Because that's a mess. I agree. Somebody said, I gotta call my daddy back because his man just called me back. Yeah, like men like it when you ask them somebody said they like it when you need them to reach the top of the cabinets. They like it when you ask them to open up the pickle jar, sis. I'm confused. That's crazy. Yeah. And then if a man don't feel like he needs you, like not need you, but if a man doesn't feel like he's needed, all I know is they cheat, girl. That's what I know. And I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not giving a man an excuse, but that's why I was kind of taken back by that. I'm like, most men they don't feel needed, they cheat. That's what I've been told. I'm confused on that. Okay. So since men need to feel needed, I'm gonna act in need, and I'm gonna get some things done and I don't have to lift a finger. That's what I was told to do. So I'm confused. Strong and independent. They didn't like that. That's what they said. They don't like a woman that can do it all. They don't even like a woman that want to do it all. So I'm come on, y'all gotta make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I feel like a man that's in love with you, he likes to do those things. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a mess. That will boost that ego. I think men that feel that way, I think it's because they saw their mama do it all. That's the only way it makes sense. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not doing that 50-50 thing. I might as well just be out here thugging it myself, girl. You might as well do it by yourself, honey. Because that 50-50 thing, oh my God, that's stressful. Thank you, Amazing Grace. I'm about to log out too. What time is it? Yeah, girl. I gotta log out. But I'm glad we had this chat. But remember to be your authentic self. And no, people are not gonna like you. Okay. Some people may even hate you, but be yourself. Okay. Be yourself, because I don't know, like I've been here long enough to see that people will talk about you when you're doing good. People gonna talk about you when you're doing bad. People are gonna talk about you when you overweight, when you underweight, when you at a healthy weight. People gonna talk about you when your hair done, when it's not done. People gonna talk about you when you beat down to the ground, girl. They're gonna talk about you when you're not. People are going to talk about you, and if they don't like you, they just don't like you, and you can't just stop being yourself because people don't like you. The world needs more individuals, and we got to stop policing people on being who we want them to be. We need to just accept people for who they are, and if we don't like who they are, then we just need to remove ourselves from who they are. And so now with friends and stuff like that I grew up with, and I just don't like who they became or who they've become in adulthood, I don't try to police them like you need to do this and you need to change. I just disconnect, sis, because I don't want that person to feel like they have to be fake around me, or they have to pretend to be this way with me to make me feel more comfortable, but it's not who they really are. That's not genuine. It's not a real relationship. So I get a lot of heat online, but it's like, I'm not coming up here showing up as someone else. I'm sorry. If you want me to like, if I have to come on here and show up as someone else and be someone else and think as someone else and speak as someone else, this will actually feel like a job for me, because now I have to, I'm entering myself back into corporate where I have to show up a certain way. I got to talk a certain way. I got to play the politics game. And I'm already low key doing that with the terms and the conditions that I have agreed to with the YouTube, but as far as like, as long as I stay within those realm of things, I'm still going to show up and I'm still going to be myself, because it makes me happy. I know it may piss some people off, but it makes me happy. Like, I feel free. I don't feel like I gotta I just like being free. And I hope I inspire you to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, people still not gonna like you, girl. They not. So you might as well just be yourself. Mm-hmm. So on that note, I'm logging out. But I hope this inspires you to truly just be yourself. They're not gonna like you anyway. And then by you being yourself, you get to find your tribe. That's the best part. So it's a fair trade. You will be loved. You will find your tribe, but you will also be hated and disliked. But it's a fair trade because you get to be yourself and you get to find your tribe. Balance. I'm logging out.